gotta grow bold, man, we cannot hesitate. We are athletes for Christ, man, we gotta go out. We are athletes for Christ, man, we gotta go out.
Welcome to the Athletes for Christ podcast. The man that is standing in front of me, his name is Josh Canlas, a former high-level soccer player from Lawrenceville, Georgia, received all-region honors in 2025, and captained the Collins Hill High School varsity soccer team. He played club for UFA ECNL and GSA ECNL. While Josh decided to hang up his boots, he is choosing to attend the University of Georgia and is majoring in exercise and sports science. How you doing, Josh?
Man, I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing pretty good, man. Thanks once again for being here.
For sure.
We've been meaning to get with you, and we love everything that you have going on and everything that you've been doing for the Lord.
Yeah, I'm blessed to be here, man.
Awesome. Well, Josh, it's like I was telling you off camera, like it's so cool to have you because you're a young guy who is walking with the Lord and who also takes upon himself a responsibility to preach. And to get conversation going. And so where does that come from? Like that desire to want to preach the word?
I really feel like it really just starts inwardly, because I don't think you can like bless other people without the Lord filling your own cup first. So it's really important to know that like whatever you do on the outside is just like an example of what God has already done on the inside.
That's good, bro.
And it's just really translating stuff that I learned, like say from school to soccer, and the way like I steward my discipleship, you know? Yeah,
no, that's good. So you're working out of overflow.
Yeah.
Basically, like you're just sharing what you're living. That's awesome, bro.
Exactly.
I got a couple of questions for you. Who were you before Christ became real to you? Like,
I would say I was a person that said that I believed in God, but in reality, my God was school and soccer.
Okay.
So I really just idolized, my success in school and soccer while just like saying I believe in God, just like as like a checklist on the side, So I would say like, I wouldn't say like I was like a normal kid, because I was honestly, pretty good at like school and pretty good at soccer, but like I said, I wasn't really living for the Lord, is the best way to put it.
How did God meet you in your athletic journey?
I believe that God met me, I would say around probably like August of last year, I would say.
Okay.
That was when a month prior to that was when I really started to read my Bible. And it was a chapter in Leviticus where it talks about the Sabbath day and having a day that's dedicated to the Lord. So the way I started to apply it to like soccer is like I don't gotta like train every day. I don't have to play every day. I have to set aside a day just like to rest and like devote that to the Lord so I can build that rhythm.
Crazy.
To build a stronger relationship with God.
Yeah, the reason why I say crazy, bro, is because like we gifted you a book, and I kid you not, I opened the book and I hit on that chapter, the Sabbath. I just closed it, whatever. But I was like, oh, cool. So the reason to hear you say that is like, whoa, that's crazy. Okay, Josh. So were your parents Christian? Are they Christian?
I would say that both my parents they were at a young age.
Okay.
Then they kind of got turned away from stuff that happened in the church.
Oh no.
But kind of like as I started to grow stronger to the Lord, I've been able to like speak to them. Yeah. And, they see my videos on social media, and they see my dedication to the Lord. And like I said, I feel like the Lord is working through me and just showing like the true nature of being a disciple to them. So like, I feel like both of them are in the process right now of truly coming back to Jesus. So we'll just see how that goes,
Nice. So who invited you to church, man? Like, how did you end up?
Oh, man, that's a story. So my church has a thing called Wednesdays, which are like for the youth groups.
Okay.
And one of my friends just, I actually met them like back in September, and we were both in a similar moment where we were both like trying to find like a church family and
Okay.
grow closer to the Lord. And I just got invited to like a Wednesday at 12 Stone, and I just absolutely loved it. And then since then, I just really found like my church family, been growing into it, and just staying consistent with my church attendance, but also like my Bible reading and my personal devotion to the Lord as well.
That's good. That's good. Please remind me once again. So, how did you get to study about the Sabbath?
I started reading the Bible front to back.
Okay.
So, so I think it's in Exodus and Leviticus is where it really emphasizes like the laws of the Lord. And, that Sabbath day really stuck out to me. So, because like obviously we relate that to going to church on Sunday, but at the same time, a church isn't just a building. It's like it's the congregation of like believers in Christ.
So here's this guy who has an interest for God, and he starts reading the Bible front to back. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm smiling is because you know that there's a lot of information in Leviticus and Exodus that is just repetitive, and that could have turns a lot of people away.
Yeah.
Like that's where people stop reading the Bible. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, like Bible is so full of so many other things, but you stuck through it.
Yeah.
And the Sabbath spoke to you.
Yeah.
Why did you pick up the Bible in the first place?
To be honest, it was just out of curiosity and at the same time a little bit of conviction as well, because it was at the time like last summer where you saw a lot of like weird political stuff happening in the world, and obviously since I was really into sports, I was into the Olympics. So and I don't know if anybody remembers like the opening ceremony of the Olympics.
Yes, of course.
It was really demonic, and I was like,
super weird.
Yeah, and I was like, why is Jesus the only one being like mocked?
Yeah.
So I just decided to really see who God was for myself, and I just decided to read it front to back.
It's crazy, bro. Like what the enemy meant for evil, God turned it out for good. Like that's insane. Like here's God being mocked.
Yeah.
But that instilled in you a desire, a conviction to go and get in his word.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Goodness gracious, that's pretty cool. Josh, have you ever felt tension between your competitive drive and your call to humility? Because those are two roads that we like navigate on. And playing at a competitive level, like you play, it's hard to be humble sometimes.
Exactly.
Especially when it comes down to competition. How do you navigate that tension?
Yeah, well, most definitely, like, first and foremost, like, it's going to be a struggle. I mean, not just in sports, but life in general. But what I gained a perspective on is that God gave me that competitive edge for a reason, and it's for me to display my God-given abilities to their best capacity. But at the same time, I realized, like, in a practical manner, like after a game, like once the final whistle is blown, it doesn't really matter, like, in like the most practical, I know it sounds so cliche, so simple, but the best way I'm able to actively do it is like, once I hop in the shower, like none of the game matters. If I win or lost, scored a goal or didn't, like none of it matters after I take a shower,
You let it go.
Yeah. And
wow.
Especially because like, people like, I guess like say fans or from like the outside perspective, they're so like tough on these athletes and try not to treat them as like actual human beings. But from my perspective, also growing closer to the Lord, I realized like that's not my identity. And, like, of course, it's like what I love to do, but at the same time, it's not where my worth is, because my worth is in Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's good, man. I love that you say once you're in the shower, you're like, all right, it was what it was.
Yeah.
That's difficult for a lot of people.
Exactly.
Especially when like, I mean, like, did you have a good game? Did you have a bad game? Like both ways, your mind just, you know what I'm saying? Like you're a player, like you know what that's like. But that's awesome, man, that God has been like helping you in that. Was it always like that or no?
Oh, no. Before I came to God, you know, if I had a bad game, that would ruin my whole weekend and stuff.
No way.
But like after I came to God, I was like, you know, I got other stuff that's more important. You know, this isn't like life or death. You know, I'm so blessed to play this sport in the first place. You know, because there's people that's halfway across the world that don't even have cleats, don't even have a field to play on. But when you
can't work,
exactly.
I mean, gotta work, so can't play. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. But like when you just have like that change of perspective, like from that, like you don't have to think of that like when you're in the game, but like from the outside, you know, when you have that perspective, you just become grateful.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like the big thing I try to preach.
Josh, is it hard to be a Christian at your age? In your school, with your like with the community of, you know?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, when you're a teenager or in high school or in college, you know, you have a lot of temptation. Yeah. And it's the big thing is just being consistent, you know, because anybody can say they're a follower of Christ, like when they're surrounded by like other people that follow Christ as well. But you really find out who you really are in those tough moments, in those tough situations. And the thing that one of my pastors told me is that you got to look yourself in the mirror and realize you're capable of doing a lot of evil, but at the same time, you're capable of doing a lot of good. So it's just being conscious of your actions and decisions and knowing that who you surround yourself with is who you'll be.
Yeah, so that's good. So community, who you're walking with, like that's huge. That's basically what you're saying. That's good, man. Let me ask you this. So I feel like what you just said is important and is like pivotal for people your age. Like, man, like you surround with people who are trying to walk, you know, this walk of faith. Like that's gonna help you. That's gonna encourage you. And I mean, it's evident that when you walk with people who aren't walking in the same walk, like, dude, like one of you guys is gonna pull one way. Like either they're gonna pull you with them or you're pulling, you know what I'm saying? But there's gonna be tension.
Exactly.
There's gonna be tension. And what about when have you experienced any like pain, any shortcomings, any like in the Lord, like disappointment? That's a big one, dude. Like you could be walking with the band of brothers, but disappointment has shook a lot of people. Have you experienced any disappointment, like heavy disappointment in this walk, like as far as you've been walking with the Lord, or like what do you think?
Oh yeah, I'd say yes, in many different ways. I'd say like relationship wise, both like friendships and companionship, and also like kind of like the stuff that I want in my own life, you know. I feel like we all have certain desires, but at the same time, I've realized that just because you have desires doesn't mean that they're holy. And sometimes, you know, a big saying that I heard is that God will ruin your plans so your plans don't ruin you. So I think it's just so important to know that, like, even if God doesn't come through on your plan, he's going to come through on his plan. And eventually you're going to have to meet God somewhere in between. You know, it doesn't mean that you got to meet him halfway, but you got to meet him somewhere in between in order to like find that the grass is greener on the other side, you could say.
Jeez, bro, you said a lot there, but I think a lot of people will run with that and just walk in what you just said, because you said sometimes God will ruin your plans if those plans aren't what he planned. Is that what it was?
Oh yeah, I said God will ruin your plans so your plans don't ruin you.
Don't ruin you.
Yeah.
That's a lot, bro. But that's good.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever asked why you played soccer for this long? And has he revealed anything about your purpose, obviously beyond like your experience in soccer and like, why do you think he allowed you to play soccer for this long? And like, where's he taking you next?
Yeah, I mean, that's still a question that I've been wrestling with. But I think, you know, for me, I played soccer since I was 3 years old, and I'm 18 now. And so it's been about 15 years. But of course, like I stopped playing soccer since I'm going to college. But the big thing is that like you don't develop your purpose, but instead that you discover it.
Okay.
And that's because like you can't manufacture what you want to be, but it's only through being uncomfortable and through like these trials and tribulations you really find out who you want to be. You know what I mean? And for me, I've been wrestling with, or just been talking to God, like, if I'm not gonna keep playing soccer, why did He give me this ability or chance? You know? And what I've learned is that I have like a skill related to like biological like connections between like the human body and like the spirit of God, and I'm using that to pursue an exercise and sports science degree in college, and at the same time, I'm using this competitive nature and using all the intangibles I learned from soccer, such as discipline, consistency, and leadership, to steward my walk with God and also bring other people to Christ as well. So that's the big thing I learned. It's just that all these things I gained from soccer, I'm able to apply to my relationship with God.
That's good. And I think they go very hand in hand.
Yeah.
As we always say, like, this brand is called Athletes for Christ, but, Paul talks about running the race. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, in reality, spiritually, we're all athletes, trying to attain that unperishable price that awaits for us in heaven.
Yeah.
So I like what you're saying. You take what you've learned and you apply it to your, all that discipline and stuff.
Yeah.
That's good, man. Let me ask you this. Has there been a recent moment in your sport where you felt the Holy Spirit speak clearly to you?
So I just came off my senior year of soccer, and since I was a captain, I had a lot of like responsibility and stuff. And there's some days where, not gonna lie, I was a little mad at my team. I got kind of pissed in certain moments, but I felt the Holy Spirit really speaking to me after the season is that this is like how heavy the cross is gonna be if you truly want to make disciples of all nations, like what Jesus said in Matthew 28. And in a similar way, I don't do things to be liked, but I do things for the glory of God, And there's a big difference between being nice and being kind, because when I was a captain, I wanted to be kind, because kind isn't conforming, and kind is like telling the truth, and like telling the truth in a way that will that'll give people the most benefit,
Yeah.
While being nice is just, trying to hinder the truth, or just trying to conform to their feelings, So it's just really important to know that, like how we were talking about Paul, how Paul says to preach the gospel without any hindrance. So just not having any hesitation and understanding like how important it is to make disciples of all nations, like I said.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like what you said in regards to how you felt the Holy Spirit. Compare your job as a captain and taking up the cross. You know what I'm saying? Because like Jesus was the captain of the 12 disciples. Like he was, but obviously the way he led is so different, than from most people. And so you got a taste of leadership.
Yeah.
And it's hard, just like I'm sure it was difficult for Jesus to lead these men.
Yeah.
But he taught us the best form of leadership, which is like a servant, style type of leadership, putting other people before you, man. That's good, bro. I love that you got to experience that.
Yeah.
Because it's difficult, and that's why a lot of people, for one, some people don't want to lead. Well, I think people can lead with the wrong intentions. Some people may not even have bad intentions, but once they feel the weight of leadership, they're like, maybe I shouldn't have done this. Like, because there's weight to that.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to do it, the correct way.
Yeah.
That's good, man. And I love what you're saying about like, okay, I played 18 years. I played 15 years of soccer, and I'm still figuring out like, okay, like, God, what are you trying to do? So it seems like you're about to go into the University of Georgia, go Dogs. You're about to go and pursue a degree.
Yeah.
But you're still figuring out like, okay, you know, yes, this 15 years of soccer have helped me in my spiritual walk, but I'm not putting aside the fact that like something else can come from this.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I don't know if you ever see yourself playing soccer again down the future?
Ooh, that's tough because I honestly been getting into golf.
No way.
And I've been getting really addicted to it. So I don't really know. I mean, I still like juggle a spare ball around, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna really get back into it.
Yeah, just let me just also remind you that, you know, a lot of the pros are retiring a lot older nowadays.
Yeah.
It wasn't like what it used to be, you know, like now it's like the retirement age is on like 36.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm just having a little fun, man.
Yes.
How'd you get into golf?
I'm not gonna lie, it's because I got a little bit like physically burned out from soccer at the end of my senior season. And you know, I just picked up my dad's clubs and started to go to the driving range with my friends. And not gonna lie, you know, I like being outdoors and stuff. And you know, in the past few weeks, I realized that I can use that opportunity to also like talk to God. As like weird that sounds, but honestly, that's been like in the past few weeks I've been feeling God answering my prayers or like just speaking to me. And those times I'm just like out there by myself, just swinging the golf club, to be honest. So yeah.
Do you think this is something that, like, so do you see yourself continuing to play golf?
I mean, yeah, to be honest, but just for fun, because I ain't that good. But yeah, I think I'll definitely be playing golf in college, especially since I'm working at the UJ golf course as well.
That's pretty cool. I was about to say that now that you're going to be working, like perfect opportunity to. That's pretty cool. This leads me in a great way into my next question, and you've touched slightly on this. It is, tell us about the process of deciding to stop like your soccer career going into college. Like, what led you to do that?
I mean, I'd say logistically, first off, it's really hard for kids playing soccer in the United States to actually get playing time at college at a high level. I mean, of course, I had like interest from NAIA or D3 schools, but I've really prioritized my education over that. And like I said, soccer was really like physically grueling and mentally grueling. And, you know, it wasn't like an easy decision because a lot of people on my club team did decide to play in college. But, you know, at the same time, as like simple as it sounds, I felt like God was calling me to something higher and something different. Yeah. That's not to say that kids can't play in college, but, you know, everyone has a different purpose and different calling.
100%.
And it's not my job or anybody's job to try to judge or make like
comparisons.
Yeah, comparison to like someone else's journey in life, you know? So
understood.
You know, just being, you know, Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that doesn't say you can do everything, but it means in anything or in everything you're content because you do have God with you, you know?
That's good. I want us to take a protein shake break.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then I want to keep tapping into that.
All right,
okay?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah? First impression, like what goes through, like, what are your taste buds are telling you?
Ooh, it's like a smoothie, kind of. Yeah. And it has like a little bit of like a yogurt sense. A little yogurt taste. I'm not really sure. That might be because of milk.
Yeah.
Or actual yogurt.
Yeah, it's got whey. It's whey protein in there.
Yeah, I like it. Kind of like a watermelon kind of thing.
Okay.
It's the best way to describe it. But yeah, I like it. It's not like too sweet, but it's not too like chunky, if that makes sense. But I like it. Yeah,
that's good, bro. So it's a fruit, right? And so we correlated it to the fruits of the spirit. So as you can see, that's one of the fruits right there.
Patience. Yeah. Wow, yeah, I like this.
Sweet, bro, sweet. Hey, man, that's the recovery shake. Josh, okay, you said something like it was the process of playing at a high level. You played ECNL.
Yeah.
In high school soccer.
Yeah.
Like that level of soccer wore you out from what it seems like.
Yeah.
In a sense, I don't want to say it was all like,
Yeah.
but in a sense, it wore you out, like mentally and physically. Please touch on that, man. Like,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not like to say like I didn't love the game or enjoy the game at all, because it was like the complete opposite. It's what I love doing, you know. It's just something. It was just like a way I could express myself, and yeah, I love games and practices. But when you just stack that up, you know, you're playing like about like what 45 weeks out of the 52 weeks of the year. You know, you're training 4 to 5 times a week. You're playing games Saturday and Sunday, and you're traveling at least for a club season like 4 to 5 times out of state or out of town, and that can really wear on you mentally and physically, you know, especially when you stack up, you know, throughout those years. And yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that was like the physical part. I guess the mental part would be like trying to balance that out, say with like school,
Yeah.
friendships and family relationships. It can be tough because you miss out on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it's really hard because like you're competing against millions of kids, not only in the United States but across the whole world.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely had a lot of fun moments. You know, I enjoyed every part of it, and like I said, it's all about your perspective on how you apply that.
That's
into,
good.
Like the greater parts of life.
Okay. Share about that. Give me some of your top moments playing in your soccer journey.
All right, so I'd say one of my top moments was winning region.
High school.
Yeah, in high school,
Yeah.
my junior year, because that was when I was able to play with my brother. Yeah, that was.
You have a brother.
Yeah, I have an older brother. Yeah.
Nice.
So me and him, he was a grade above me, so we were able to play high school together for 3 years. And you know, it was his senior year and my junior year, so that was a really big moment. That's probably my best moment of my soccer journey. I'd say for club soccer, it would honestly be traveling to San Diego last year for ECNL playoffs. Even though like we didn't come out with like the best result or the result we were looking for, it was just so fun to just travel across the country with my friends.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd say that was a top moment as well.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. I think a lot of people that have played soccer, that's one of the things they enjoy the most about the camaraderie amongst the teammates. You know what I'm saying? Is that bond. I'm sure you can attest to it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just so fun, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the brotherhood. And so, yeah, that's good, man. And so like you've made me realize that like this journey of like becoming the best athlete you can be at a high level is difficult, man. And it's not for everybody.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, obviously you played ECNL. That's amongst the highest levels of soccer at your age.
Yeah.
And MLS Next. Anthony kind of enlightened me with that. You know, MLS Next is fairly new for me. But, like, your skill level, you know, is to... You could continue. You can play college soccer.
Yeah.
You're a college soccer player. You have that profile.
Yeah.
But you're choosing not to because, you know, you feel God calling you elsewhere and you've made your decision based on your experience. So it just makes me realize, like, man, like you said, they're just different journeys for everybody. And I could see there could be maybe some athletes that like want to keep going, even though the path is, you know, difficult. Like they want to keep walking down that path and, you know, in hopes of becoming a pro.
Yeah.
Which is going to be nothing short of what they're experiencing right now. Maybe even a little higher. You know, now you're talking about like contracts and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I know you were playing like for fun and competitively, but like you weren't playing for like, you know, to make ends meet. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
so man, it just gets like the higher you go, it just gets more and more difficult. But like we were just saying, like I feel like some people are kind of made for that. But I'm excited for what you have going forward, man.
Thank you.
I think you coming to the Lord, man, like in high school.
Yeah.
God is giving you, I feel like God is molding you and shaping you You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's talk about relationships. Are you in a relationship right now?
No.
Okay. So that's awesome because like
Yeah.
you're being shaped right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? For a potential,
Exactly. Yeah.
bless. I was gonna say lucky lady. My wife doesn't like me to say luck. It's so awesome, man. Like, what do you think about that? Like what I just said in regards to God shaping you, molding you, preparing you for the upcoming season. Like you're not even 21 yet, man.
Yeah.
And when you speak, like, dude, like you speak with a lot of wisdom. You know what I'm saying?
You.
And
Yeah.
I know it comes from God. Like, have you thought about that?
Yeah, a lot of people like talk to me about that, or how kids say like I have aura, But yeah, I think it is like true to an extent because like I just read a verse in I think it was First or Second Corinthians. I forgot what chapter, but it's like it talks about how like we are like God's aroma, and to both people that are saved and to people that will perish. They'll feel like the presence of God working in us and through us.
Yeah.
And that's because like, once again, like whatever you take in is going to eventually like, come out in some sort of shape or form. But like going back to your point, like talking about like God shaping us for like an upcoming season or upcoming person. Paul talked about how like the unmarried man has less things to worry about or less things that they're obligated to.
Yeah.
And we should be using that like as an opportunity to devote all of our time and effort to the Lord.
Yeah.
And it's just, I would say the best advice I got was to focus on the assignment and not the outcome.
It's good.
Because like it's really important that we just keep on stacking up those days. Because like, of course, like everyone, we have that desire for like companionship and in a relationship. But at the same time, we just have to really like look at ourselves in the mirror and be like, am I going to church for the Lord or trying to look for like my wife in Christ,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like I said, it's really important just to keep on stacking up those days and just to know that if you are like in a single season or waiting season, that just to devote that time to the Lord and
that's good.
You gotta meet him somewhere in between. Like
that's good. That's good. Josh, what do you think the church is doing good to empower young athletes and young disciples? And what are some areas where they could grow in?
First thing I would say I want to address is like the church and a church are like two different things, because the church is like the congregation and collection of all disciples and all Christians, while a church is like normally just like the building you go to on Sunday, I would say. But yeah, going back to your point, the good thing I would say is inviting like young people into the church, both like no matter how young or old that they are. I feel like church is able, like nowadays, is able to accommodate to people of all ages. But at the same time, what the church can improve on is that like sometimes it becomes like too commercialized, or like, the teachings or sermons can be really surface level and people are scared to convict another person. But like I said, like people need that conviction for correction. But like people try to mix that with condemnation, while condemnation is like destroying someone's character. So it's really important to like that, like, these pastors or leaders in the church, they have to be comfortable with convicting people, and I would say that one thing that they need to improve on is like addressing, problems like kids can have with like idolizing their sport or, vocation, I would say. So
that's good.
I would say too, like, in terms of like athletes that are trying to grow their relationship with God, I feel like we could start more small groups like dedicated to that. And it's just really important that, say like people like me and you, that we like promote and like try to encourage that,
That's good. That's good. As an athlete, did you ever have to miss church functions and services? And if you did, how did you feel about it? Did you feel ashamed? Did you feel like it was all right?
Yeah, most definitely. In club, since you play on the weekends, I had to miss multiple services. But, at the same time, I wasn't really like down on myself, because church is honestly, it says in the law of Moses that it's just a holy gathering, So it can be from online to like just talking how me and you are. You know, of course, people try to use the verse like where 2 or 3 are gathered, I'm there with them. But at the same time, God is with you when you're alone as well. So it's just important to remember that, like, you know, I wouldn't get too down on yourself if you have to miss a church service, but always, like I said, find that time to maybe open up your Bible or just try to watch like a digital sermon, you know, I would say. So yeah.
Keep that word and keep communion with God.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
Crunch time!
Catch the ball. Answer fast.
Would you rather look good or dress comfortable?
Oh, I'd rather dress comfortable.
All right. Would you rather share the gospel on the street or through friendships?
Share the gospel on the street.
Wow. I thought you would have chosen the other one. Okay. Would you rather have a same culture wife or cross-cultural love?
Cross-culture love.
What? Okay. All right. Football huddle or a baseball dugout?
Football huddle. All day.
Hey, the baseball dugout is pretty chill too, huh?
You're right.
You kick back, but yeah, I hear you. Last one, Neymar's dribbles or Mbappe's speed?
Neymar's dribbles for sure.
Nice. I like that answer. Hey, Josh, thank you once again, dude, for joining us. This was so much fun, man. Like we got to know a little more about you and you encouraged me, and I'm sure people are going to be encouraged at home.
Yeah.
What is like one last thing that you just want to share? And please share with us like where people can follow you.
All right, so people can follow me on, I have 2 Instagram accounts, joshi.lc, and my Bible study account is jc.inchrist. I also have TikTok called joshi.lc as well. And a verse that I just want to leave y'all with is Matthew 28:19, where Jesus says, "Therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit."
Hey, and you just gonna let the Lord do what He wants to do with that verse in Him.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, Josh, appreciate you, dude.
Thank you.
We are athletes for Christ, man, we gotta go out. We are athletes for Christ, man, we gotta go out, all out. I will wear apples, I'ma take fights. I will go gather me, I like bites. I now no step, not a map. On the letter shot, no bacon.